Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. Welcome to Amax Games, and welcome to episode 21 of Two Idiots Learn to Code, Brain Drain Edition, where we pit our lack of knowledge against AI and see who comes out the winner. And if you've just watched the previous episode, episode 20, you realise that one, I am an idiot. It's a good description of me. Is at one point I went for a comfort break, turned my mic on to mute, physically muted my microphone, like physically on it, there's an on off switch on it, so I muted that and muted in OBS and then forgot to turn OBS back on when I got back. So I was sitting doing things without any kind of voiceover, which is nice. And I'm also unable for some obscure reason to make the hint button you can see in front of you disappear when the game is over. So I've been using Grok up until this point, so I might have to switch to ChatGPT, see if it gives me a better option. However, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close Unity just now, because although it's a pain in the backside to open back up, I am going to try and open it in Unity 6.2. So let's just bring this in, and I'm going to try and change this editor version to 6.2, which should hopefully give me Unity AI. Excuse me. Okay, I don't think this has been a problem, but I'll click continue anyway. We detected a change in the graphics API settings compared to the previous Unity version. Okay. Hopefully Unity AI will be able to solve this problem for me. I should be running the latest version of Unity anyway, but I was struggling when trying to get the ad code working. Separately, before I even tried to implement into the game, I was trying to get my head around how it actually works. So I created a separate game, simply called Droid Test, where I worked on that, and I was running older versions of it to see if that actually worked. For those of you who are new to Amax Games, and we are trying to build mobile games that are freemium but are also ethical. We don't want to treat customers like walking wallets, and we're trying to do so with the assistance of AI and to learn Unity and C#, which neither myself, Idiot Davie, Davie at Amax Games, or Idiot John, John Amax Games, has managed to do so far. None of us are professional streamers, as you can tell if you've seen the previous our previous stream where I had my mic muted and was talking to nobody for like half an hour. We are not professional coders, not by a long shot. I do work in infrastructure. That is my day job, supporting infrastructure. So that is what I do on a day-to-day basis, but I have not coded in probably 30 years. And I vastly suspect that the vast majority of the things that I knew back then are sort of obsolete by now, shall we say. So this entire thing is a learning curve for multiple reasons. Learning C#, my skills previously when I did actually code was in Pascal, which will show you how long ago it was, in Delphi, and in Visual Basic. And of course, Visual Basic kind of became Visual Basic.net, which eventually became .NET. But I have never touched a C programming language, so this entire thing is new. And we've never touched a Unity engine before, so it's definitely a learning curve, and user here for the ride, thankfully. I hope these are entertaining. The idea is we're trying to be transparent here at Amax Games, so we're literally explaining everything we do, talking things out. If me and John are actually on a call, you'll hear us toss ideas to each other and see what we can come up with. Interesting, there's compilation errors. Ignore. Try and find out what those compilation errors are. That's interesting. So there was no compilation errors before. So I wonder what's broken. I hope it's something simple that our gurus can help us with. I think I'll look at a new machine tonight, see if I can afford one. Because I think my 7-year-old gaming laptop's finally had it. That was interesting. It said compilation errors. And then 10-minute scripts, which looked fine. This project contains one or more deprecated packages. Okay, dismiss. So I need to import TMP essentials. Hopefully that gets rid of some of these. And I'll import examples and extras just because I did that last time. Hopefully that resolves things. Close that down, and it did. By the looks of it. Okay. So look, we have our new AI buddy up in the top corner. So for the sake of testing this, let's just hit play. Make sure everything runs. We've moved it to version 6. Technically 6.2. Looks fine. Okay, that's fine. So let's grab AI, agree and install unit AI. Still installing the package. We'll see if it can help with the hint button still showing. I mean, it could be cheap and just disable it. Click the pause button and the submit button, just literally turn it off, but I would rather it just wasn't there. Come on, agree and install unit AI. Why is it not installing? It's not installing. That's not good. So let's stop the game. Unit 6 is even slower. I mean, I'd expect a game that was, heavily 3D'd and with procedural generation of landmarks and things like that, like terrain, but I would not expect a 2D mobile game that's effectively just a database interface to be like this. Okay, that's actually compiling the Unity AI stuff, that's why it's taking its time. It's not just because I tried to stop it, which is fair enough. Okay, we now have our AI. Right, so, yeah, 25,000 points free drawing beta. I wonder how many points it'll use for me doing things. Pardon me. Okay, so let's play the game till we get here. Just get to the end of this and then I'll see if UI can help us fix it. Okay, so let's go to AI. Let's go to Open Assistant. Come on. There we go. Okay. I believe you can click and drag things. No, no, attach. Projects. Hierarchy, console. Okay. What would be? It's going to be under main camera, click under canvas. And it's going to be button. So I'll just say this button is still active. When geez, my typing's a bit worse. Game ends. How can I hide it? Okay, we'll see what it says. Okay, analysing project context. See what it comes up with. Okay, let's blow this up a bit. Says hint button your game object. This will be what's relative approaches. Okay, so that's not okay. Interesting. Good. Okay, so that didn't really help me. So let's turn it down, and what we'll do is we'll give it our brain drain script as well. Use the code icon. It should be disabled. It should be hidden. Then the game ends. It would be nice if this was project aware right from the get-go. Having to attach specific things is fine if you want to narrow it down to those questions. But okay, so that's useless. That is 100% useless. That hasn't given me a moment of help. Okay. So let's go back to our gurus then, shall we? Let's ask ChatGPT. I have this Unity field called brain quiz. What's yes? The game ends. The skill showing and should be disabled. Hidden. What is causing this? And how can I fix it? Oh, okay. New in-game method. We are correctly hidden. However, the update method to also reevaluate and re-enable the That's a new guard. Notice that you only guard set after logic was over, but okay. So after endgame hides, the update immediately shows it again if internet answer available. This is a fully skippable hint button updates when the game is over. Okay, so it wants me to change update hint visibility. Update hunt button visibility. So let's try that. Update hint button. Okay. If this resolves it. This is the case, then it seems to be doing a better job than Grok did with this problem, but remembering that the reason I switched to Grok was that ChatGPT had actually caused me issues. So that's why I switched, because it wrote code that broke my system. Let's now go back in here. To be clear, although I was talking smack about the Unity AI, I've seen the AI generation things and item generation, and I think that's where they're going to make their money. That would be useful for new developers, and I might actually try it later on because I would like to generate a cache icon and a token icon with very specifics. In fact, I might do it in the shop. I might use it to generate items in the shop because all of the graphics that you see here, brain drain logo and that, were actually designed in Gemini. So if I can design them within this, then that's more of the bonus. So let's stop this just now. Try again. We've never got that one. I think I need to generate some more hard questions because I'm seeing a lot of these. In fact, I'll need to check the database. I might actually have that option. The hint button is still showing. Okay. So are we going for belt and braces? So let's find our update then. Go for belt and braces and see if that works. Okay. Let's try that again. Stop. And play. Okay. I think I might actually remove the delay in the editor, so it just moves on to the next question. I know it's only like 2 seconds for each of these, but again, trying to shave time off of things. No, it's still showing. Okay. So I'll say I implemented both of these. The problem persists. Is that implemented? It's definitely not implemented. Fail. Fail, fail. Right, so I'll just give it the code. Yeah, see, I think the code's got too big for it now. Because if I edit and send it, yeah, it's just crap in the bed with the code now. Fantastic. Okay, so let's go back here. And we shall try Grok again. See, if this wasn't a mobile program, we'd be able to use a debugger and be able to step through it. So if we go here, I suppose technically we could. I think we may actually be able to do it. So yeah, we might actually have to. We might have to use a debugger for this. But in any case, let's go back to Grok and ask him the question. Here is my brain quiz. It's yes. My hint button is still visible when the game is over. It should be hidden. Give it a moment to think about that. I like the fact that it's showing how it's thinking through it. I do like that. I like how it completely thinks that the user's a complete idiot. I mean, in this case, it's actually true, but you know, we shall see. We'll let that spit out its code. I was hoping to get the shop done today. I might still do it, to be fair. I've got plenty of time. While it's thinking about that, I'm going to go and check on my kitten. I'll be back in a moment, and this time I'll remember to turn my mic back on. And I'm back, and my mic is on. I went to check if the kitten was okay, and the kitten has decided to come in and talk to me. Hey, our chief of security is now sitting on our lap, isn't he? Say hello to the people, Spike. Say hello, internet. Is it still generating code? It's not still generating code. Or is it? No, I think it's actually finished generating the code. Let's copy that. Want to get comfy, Spike? That's not exactly comfy for me. Right, but let's try this. So let's try our new code. Exact same number of lines previously, so it doesn't look like it's changed much. Interesting. What should I actually start with? Just need to start with anything. Okay, let's take that out then. And click save. And then go back to Unity. Okay. Stop. Let it recompile. On. It's still showing. Right, okay. So let's try something. Stop that because that's pointless. Let's go back here. Let's find hint button. Okay. Let's set a breakpoint on that. And let's attach to Unity. So, if I believe correctly, this should now let me run this till that code's triggered, and then it should dump me back to my code. I could be wrong though. So I need to get to the end anyway. To be fair, I should probably have put the break line before that, so it was just before it starts. Actually, I should still be able to change that. So I'll change it to, I'll put a breakpoint here. No, breakpoint here. Breakpoint here. Okay, in that case it must actually have to be doing something, so I'll put it there. Fine. Okay, and we'll submit the question. And again. I really need more medium questions. Okay. Did it break? I've sworn that should have put a breakpoint in it. Okay, so debug. Toggle breakpoint it is. Okay. So if I go back to play, F5. Okay. Okay, so the debugger I don't think was running at this point. Personally, I've tried to debug in people, so not 100% sure that this is working, or this works the way I thought it worked. Okay. Okay, there we go. Right, so I should now be able to walk through this code. So F8 I need. If I can reach past our head of security and do F8. Okay, I didn't need to jump into that, to be fair. Definitely didn't need to jump into that. So this is jumping into the actual Unity library for doing the update, which actually kind of makes sense. God, come on. Okay, debugging's not. Debugging this way is not useful. No spike. You can't go up there. Okay. Just shows you how many instructions that this is actually doing in the background, because none of this is actually to do with my game. So let's go back to brain drain quiz. I'll set a breakpoint on the next part. Because that really should just have been a text update. So I believe I must use continue. Okay, we're now in the next breakpoint. And I think I need to do the step over. So Shift F8. Let's try that. Shift F8. Okay. So let's go back to our game. Come on, show the game. Is it not showing me because I'm debugging? Is that what it is? Seriously. Let me try moving my code off screen just now. Okay, so the submit button interactable is false, so it's done that. Oh, Shift F8. Okay, the next thing should be answer text. Should be going false. Don't really see where it changed it. So should then, if the hint button is not equal to null, then hint button.gameObject equals false. So that should have disabled the hint button, but it didn't. It didn't. So it appears that that's not working. Right, let's clear these breakpoints. Let's clear these breakpoints. So let's put proper brackets around this. Not like savages and do everything in one line. Right. So just continue. Yeah, so that was interesting. It didn't touch this at all. Just turned everything else off, but the hint button. Let's look for hint button.set active. Game object. Okay, so if internet is available and an ad is ready, then, and it's not game over, then it sets it to active. Okay. If hint button isn't null, ad manager isn't null, and ads manager is ad reward ready, and ads manager is showing, is ad showing, and yeah, okay, so is an ad ready and an ad isn't showing, then make the hint button interactable. So if there's an ad available, make it interactable. I don't know why that's not working. Not reachable. Agreed user manager is enrolled already. Okay. But that doesn't make sense. So is this where the game is? Just for shits and giggles, let's put here, and we'll just put a hint button. See that. Stop that. Moving to version 6 was making this go, or is making this go slow. Okay, so now what should happen is it should also disable the button. So it might not hide it, but it might disable it. I won't be happy with that as a solution, but if it wants to get, lets me move on from this problem, considering how long we've spent on it at this point, I'm kind of okay with that. No. Okay. Let's just try something else in case am I trying to disable the wrong thing here? Hint button. So on click should be show hint. So no. No way. It's called hint button with a capital H. Surely to God, that's not why it's not working. Oh, actually, I set the game object up here, don't I? So if it's called hint button with the lowercase here, it should be fine. Okay, I do, so it's not that. Okay, so is it assigned correctly then in here? Add hint button. That could be a problem. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? I'm disabling the add hint button, not the hint button, because hint button is not set, I don't think. That's what's happened. So what's actually set up as the hint button is actually the add hint button. So there is no hint button. Mikey, stop destroying things. Right, let's try this. Bet you that's what it is. Because of course that's correct. The hints are relevant. The add a hint is the one that's related to internet access. So calm down, kitten. Right, so add hint button should be that one. There should be a hint button, which should be that one. Okay. That means any references to hint button are going to need changed. That question needs changed. You trying to tell me it's dinner time, kitty? Hey, you trying to tell me it's dinner time? Well, supper time, since it's like 11:34 at night here. Okay, right, so the hint button is still disabled, still enabled at that point. Right, okay. So it still didn't solve the problem. Come on. I'm running out of ideas here. So the hint button and the add hint button is definitely an issue. So control hint button. Okay, so I'm okay with it disabling the hint button there. Update hint button visibility. Yep. Yep. But that would be the add hint button, isn't it? Oops. Because these ones would be related to the add hint button. Yeah, so the add hint button should only show if an advert is available. I could be completely breaking this. I really could be. So when you pause the game, yep. So I'll need that one of these for add hint as well. Same for this. Okay, I'll try saving this and see what I've broke. go and play. Okay, let me find that chosen difficulty line and take that out. So I'm just going to flat it. It's not going to make a difference to this run, but I'll just do that. Okay, let's go back to the game. We'll just play this as is because it's not going to make a difference to the change I made. It's not going to make a difference. Oh, maybe it will. I think we've killed that. Let's try again. I can't even remember what I changed in it then. That just shows you my brain's just like bleh. Okay. So my hint button still stays there. What did I remove? Oh, I removed the debug log. I removed the debug log. Okay. Right, so how can I resolve this? We'll try going back to Grok. Like, okay, I've updated the code. Do you see any issue with it? I like that. Hint code defined but not used. This is likely a holdover from previous versions. Okay, well, let's think about that. I'm going to go feed the cat. I'll be back in a moment. Feed the kitten. Spiky. Feed the kitten. Come on. Oh, I'm back. I didn't mute it that time. So you would have heard me talking to Spike. Okay. Potential double reference, double null reference in endgame. Not really worried about that. Where am I? Oh, a double increment of games since last ad. I did not notice that. That's a clever catch. Still doesn't solve my problem, to be fair. Okay, I don't see that. So should edit it? Should edit it at the start, shouldn't I? Okay, that might be a good catch. I won't remove them just now, I'll just comment them out. I don't think that's really much finished, to be fair. Yeah, I think I've completely cleared up those add buttons. That kind of makes sense. Um, what's the... What do you think we should have it do? So hint button, and hint button, and hint button. What transfer hint? So they look fine. Maybe I've not screwed this up as badly as it looks. No, I don't think they've been screwed up. So back to my logic then. End game. If hint button is visible, then set object to false. And I'll also add a hint button has been disabled. Let's try that, and we will see if it edits the code and shows it. Nice, Spike. Okay, so I think I need to move on to this from this just now because my brain's broken. What is interesting though is the console. It did not actually trigger the hide. It did not trigger the hide. It didn't trigger any ones. It's as if it completely ignored that code. Question text change quiz complete. Feedback.txt final score. Submit button is disabled. Hint button is disabled. So I'm disabling the hint button twice and it's still not working. Actually, that's not disabled. Sorry, that's making it hidden, which it's not doing. Right. So have I screwed up the? No, I've not screwed this up. Our head of security is adding his own sound effects. Okay, so why is the report button showing as a hint button? Add hint button is showing. So why is that went back the way it was? Hint button should be there. Report button should be there. Okay. Perhaps that's what the problem was. Well, I have no idea how they got mixed up. Let's try that again. Let's save. Spike has managed to climb into a gap that's about 2 inches tall. I didn't think cats are liquid. You sure act like it sometimes. Okay, let's try running it again now that I've fixed that. Oi! He's found something, but he's not happy about it. Don't know what it is, but he's not happy about it. Do I need to get a spray gun kit? Hmm? Do I need to get a spray gun for you? Yay, that worked. Okay. Finally. Finally, finally, finally. Or does it disable the pause button? That's it. Pause button. Dot. Type close pause, but I'm also going to read it. The pause button. Dot. Game object. Dot set active as false. There we go. That. With that, hopefully we'll resolve this. Wow. Okay. So we'll try that again. And hopefully the pause button should disappear as well. I should maybe hide everything and just make the brain drain logo pop. Just a big pop up. Okay, so I'll click. Boom. Yep, that's cool. Right, finally. Wow, that was painful. That was painful. So now, what do I want to do? So I want to go back to this list. Fix in which one the game's over. Okay. Yeah, and I reported the question display previous question, so that's been fixed as well. So on App Store stuff. I did check the plus hint the physical device. I can't remember if it was working or not. So I'll leave that in there for just now. We'll have another go with Unity's AI in a moment. So that's cool. Do you think the pause menu should have shop, or do you think the shop should be in the main menu? What do we think? I think it should probably be in the main menu. Can always add it as a button here later, I suppose. Okay, so if that's the case, we'll go back here, go back to our main menu. No, no errors. Scenes and menu. Okay. Oh, actually, that's an obvious one. We've not changed the buttons to match. Pardon me. So I'll need to fix that so the buttons are actually consistent. Okay, so let's just add that to the snagging list. So remember, modify all buttons to be consistent with the name. Okay, let's go back here. So I want to duplicate a button. Where would it be? Below settings, I think that's a good place to put it. So duplicate, rename. Oh, button. No, Control Z, Control Z, Control. So it should be here under the canvas. And I should duplicate this. That didn't quite work because it didn't move. That's fine, that shall manually move it in a moment. Let's just rename it. No, rename it. Drop button. Okay. Change the text to shop button. Just shop be probably more. Shop and App Store. Going to leave it for shop just leave it as shop just now. Okay, so now we need to modify these because these are no longer in. These can't any longer be in a, what's it called? Yeah, we're not in a sorting thing. So that means that round button, survival button, hardcore button, and settings button need to move up. Okay. So heights 120, Y positioned. Do I need to do it one at a time? Do it one at a time. Okay. So could I do 5? They're 120 each, aren't they? So 440, not 456. Okay, so Control Z. Okay. So click move. Okay. This might actually work quite well, to be fair. So round buttons moved up. So minus 13,733. Right, so these are only minus 10. So 733. Why would that be 700? Okay, never mind. Don't understand that, but we're good. Round mode, survival mode. Is it 13? No, that's been 10. No, it's minus 10. Hardcore mode. Okay. And then settings. Settings. Come on. Also -10. Okay. So in that case, I need to take shop. Oh, I need to take quit. Just need to move it down very slightly. Oh, is that 125? Something like that. Okay. Thank you. So let's try our AI friend again. It takes its time to open it. So clear all. I'd like to create in shop. This will be displayed, or the items will be in a grid displayed in a panel with description and cost. See what it says. I'll just make this full screen for the sake of it. Can I clear this? I might think this is the same conversation, so I might need to ask that again. Okay, so you can place them in a grid layout group. And it's given me a shop manager script. Okay. And this might actually work. So let's create a canvas. Actually, before I change anything else. No, I'm a bit late for that. Okay. So let's create a canvas if I don't already have one. I'll create a new canvas. So we click and create user interface canvas. And I'll call it shop canvas. Okay, and I want it off of the main camera. Okay. And then add a panel to the canvas. So UI and panel. Call this shop panel. Okay, and then say the panel wants me to add a grid layout group. So add component grid layout group. Okay. And create a prefab for each item that is included. So okay, let's just do a file and save on that then. So what I'll do is I will create, can I do prefab? Or do I actually have to have created it first? It makes sense that I have to have created it first. Okay, so prefab for each item. So we can go to prefabs folder, do a right click on new prefab in here, create new. Right, okay, so the only other way I know how to create prefabs, I'm sure it's going to be here somewhere. Is to actually create something, so it doesn't really tell me how to group them together. So what I'll do is I'll ask it how to, I'll copy the script actually, anyway, because that's not going to change. So I'll right click, create, oh, what the, modern behavior script instead of C# script, so that's changed. Stop, remove it. What's up, Spike? Hey, what's up, pal? What's with the crying? You being fed? Coming up. Okay, let's copy that. Control V, Control V. Nope, that didn't work. So there's a script there, so copy that. Control A, Control V. And save. I wonder if I saved it, would it actually just create it for me? Interesting. So I've still got the prefab part to do. Pardon me. Pardon me. Spiky, what's up, pal? Why are you so agitated? Nay? Why are you so agitated? It's bedtime for kittens. So this is a little bit more. It's a little bit more in depth than I was expecting, but again, not really. It's kind of cliff notes. Like, this is how you do it, or this is what you need to do. Not this is how you do it. Create a new prefab for this shop item. You used to be able to just right click and create prefab. I'm sure you did. Prefabs don't necessarily need to be UI. 3D object, 2D object, create empty. Let's try this. Call it shop item. So right click, UI, image. That's not what I'm expecting to do. Okay. Find that out in a minute. on. Right, so we'll rename item icon. So TMP. Item name. Item cost. Okay. So let's expand this, because I'm sure there's a way to actually get it to generate this stuff for you. So actually I'll do that, because I can always delete the stuff I've already done. Yes, create the prefab and integrate this into my project. Prefab. If it works, or if it bails horribly. In fact, I typoed it wouldn't help. It seems to be a bit on the slow side. I'm guessing it's my typo. So let's try stopping that. So yes, create the prefab for me and integrate this into my project. Definitely not the fastest in the world. However, if this actually can create the game object, that's a different story. It's worth the wait at that point. Yeah, I don't think this is coming for dev jobs anytime soon. Apologies, guys and gals. There's not really much I can do about this. And after all that, it did nothing. Okay, let's try a shortcut. Code. Create new prefab for my in-game store. That has the icon, the name, cost, and the buy button. See if it works this time. Okay, so Spotted already did it. Right, so hopefully I can now right click this and create prefab. Hey Spike. There we go, prefab. Okay. Let's go to prefabs in. And if I just click shop item and drag it in here, it's called shop item.prefab. Okay. So if I now go to shop canvas, maybe shop canvas. Let's try it. Shop canvas, close scripts, add shop manager to shop canvas.
Okay, shop item prefab. Oops. Grid parent. Guessing it's that one. Okay. So you can delete this one off. Delete. Delete. So now prefab farm back over here. Actually no, let's go back to Unity. Let's open up our Guru. Sometime today would be good. Come on. Is it going to open sometime today? Yeah, Unity's not liking a lot of things at the moment. Also, is it just me, or is these now slightly off? Do they all need to shift over at the sides a little bit? Come on, you gotta open up for me, please? Maybe? Just the once? Window. Yay. System. And yet that worked from there. Shocking. Okay. So what was I going to ask it? I was going to ask it something and I can't remember. I love it when a plan falls apart. Okay, so I mean, one of the things we need to do anyway is to make sure that when we open up a shop, or when we click on shop, it opens, it shows the shop canvas. So I'm going to hide that. Shall we play about with its image generation a little bit, since the shop's going to be installed, because this is not very useful and it might be more fun. So let's do generate new sprite. I'll call this coin. Shouldn't really be in the prefab folder, but you know. Okay, so I'll be able to move that later on, I'm sure. Right, so generate gold coin with no background that has a what could it be? What could be a thistle on it? You can use as in-game currency. Let's try that. Let's try that. It's only generating one. I should probably generate more just to see what it's like. It's just generated a Bitcoin logo. Generate a gold coin. Okay, right, so maybe they're with no background, was it? Scottish themed gold coin. Let's try that. Presuming that 25 is the cost of the tokens. So I am. That's the first. Oh, some of them are nice. It's a shame they've not got a background. So love it. I've told it that I don't want it to have a background, and every single one of them has a background. Right. Do I have a better? Can I zoom in? Oh, I can. Sweet. Right. So like that. To feel about the icons, the wording. But that one's nice. Okay, can I make one of these the actual image reference? I can. So I like this one. I like this one too. That one's a bit meh. I don't quite know what it's going for. Okay. The text should read Amax Games Gold Coin. Amax Games. AmaxGames.com. Do you know, let's change that. Actually, I'm going to see if it can do an AmaxGames.com around the text. But I'm going to see what I was going to do is I was going to look up a Gaelic translator and translate something into Gaelic to be around the coin. I mean, these are probably going to be small. They're not going to be major things in the game, you know. But this is just to obviously test this out. So we'll generate some more using a new prompt. See if the I spelt text wrong. I'm terrible at typing, I really am. I suppose at least at this point, it's not costing me any money to generate these. I don't know what's actually lagging out here. I don't know if this is something on my system or something else. Okay, so it did generate new coins, and that one looks terrible. None of them added the text Amax Games. Maybe that was my typo, so let's try again. This one's quite nice as well. I like the fact that it's kind of embossed 3D. I mean, that one, no, none of them actually did that. Okay. Oh, looks like a sperm's trying to escape. I have no idea what that one's meant to be. Okay, let's try. Generate a Scottish themed silver coin. That has. Look at it. Doesn't none of it, or most of them don't have this on them. It has a Nessie fossil. A Loch Ness monster fossil with the text amaxgames.com. Let's try that. I mean, when you think about it, I've created what, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 so far, and I've just generated another 5. So that's what, 21 different images I've created. I think this is where, if you're just looking for a random crapshoot, then AI generation will be good and you'll like it, but there's definitely a point where it's not, until it gets to the stage where I could click on one of these and go, okay, the writing around the outside should read this, or remove the background from this, and you can build it out, with the same image, then I don't really see this taking off. Not quite what I was looking for, and they're also gold coins, not silver. Did I spell fossil wrong? No, I didn't. So that was close, but no. I like, other than the text, I actually quite like that. Although the Loch Ness Monster is supposed to be more like a dinosaur than a snake, but let's remove the image reference and try again. See what it comes up with. And I need to remember and delete these assets afterwards, so it doesn't actually screw with my game. That's better. Okay, so now I removed image generation and image reference. What the f is that? And that's kind of cool. That looks more like it should. That one's quite cool. I do like that one. In fact, that one, I don't know what the thing is, also, but it actually had the Amax Games on it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sure for small assets like that could be useful. Remove background. So what do we just drag the coin in and do remove background? one. Oh, interesting. It's going for upscaling. Pixelate, recolor, in paint. In paint. Okay. I mean, that looks like it done its job and removed the background, to be fair. I mean, I can check once. Click. I suppose I can check when it's got a rougher background on it, like this one. So I'm just testing this UI stuff because this is things that will hopefully make it easier when I actually join the store. When I create a store, so what I was going to do is I could have a hint written on a piece of paper, and then a book of hints would be a group, and then a tomb of hints, which would be like a bigger group, volume of hints, which would be like multiple books of hints, as ways to do it. That's a major difference between them. So the background removal is good. That's awesome. Okay, so I mean, the sprite generator looks good. I think we need to work on it to find out what's actually useful going forward, and what's not. What we will be able to use, what we won't be able to use, and hopefully that'll help our shortcuts and things. Anyway, I'm annoyed at what little progress we made today. However, the next stream will be finishing the store, and then it's on the beta testers before we put in the in-app store, and then actually release the game. So thank you for tuning in. My mic's actually been turned on this time, so that always helps. And you can see how simple things in game dev can take a lot longer than you expect. It's not as clean cut as it looks. Thank you for your attention, and I will see you in our next video.